The ship named *Horizon* moved slowly through the dark space. Captain Do-hyun stood at the front window, his hands behind his back. Stars shined all around them. "Captain, we found something," said Officer Sung, his voice shaking a little. "It's big. It's not one of ours." Do-hyun walked to the screen. A large object was moving toward them. It was not like any ship humans had built. It looked like a giant silver beetle, with parts that stuck out like legs. "Send a message," Do-hyun said. "Tell them we come in peace." Dr. Ji-soo Park stood next to him. She was the ship's expert on alien life. "Captain, this could be the moment humans have waited for." First contact. The alien ship came closer. It was 3 times bigger than the *Horizon*. Everyone on the bridge held their breath. "They're answering our message," Officer Sung said. "But I don't understand the sounds." Ji-soo hurried to her station. "Let me try to work on it. Our computer might find patterns." Do-hyun nodded. "Keep a safe distance. Be ready to leave fast if needed." For 3 hours, Ji-soo worked with the computer. Do-hyun ordered the crew to stay calm and ready. Finally, Ji-soo looked up with wide eyes. "Captain, I think I've got it. The computer has found a way to talk to them." "Put it on the main screen," Do-hyun ordered. The screen showed a creature that made some crew members step back. It looked like a large insect, with a hard outer shell and many arms. Its head had big eyes that seemed to shine. "We are the Mycari," the computer translated. "Who enters our space?" Do-hyun stepped forward. "I am Captain Do-hyun Kim of the Earth ship *Horizon*. We are explorers from the planet Earth." The Mycari was quiet for a moment. "Explorers. We too explore. We have not met your kind before." "This is a historic moment for us," Do-hyun said. "We hope to learn about your people and share knowledge." The Mycari made a clicking sound. "Knowledge is valuable. We invite you to visit our home world. A small group only." Do-hyun looked at Ji-soo, who nodded eagerly. "We accept your invitation," Do-hyun said. "Thank you." After the call ended, the bridge burst into excited talk. "Quiet," Do-hyun ordered. "This is big news, but we must be careful. Dr. Park, choose 2 people from your science team. We'll take 1 small ship to visit them." "Captain," said Security Chief 1. "I don't like this. We know nothing about them." "That's why we're going," Ji-soo said. "To learn." "I understand your worry," Do-hyun told 1. "But we can't miss this chance. Humanity has looked for other intelligent life for centuries." 3 days later, Do-hyun, Ji-soo, and 2 scientists followed the Mycari ship in a small shuttle. The Mycari home world came into view, a huge planet with green and blue colors. "It's beautiful," Ji-soo whispered. As they landed, hundreds of Mycari gathered to see them. Their hard shells were different colors, some brown, some blue, some with spots. A larger Mycari stepped forward. "I am High Speaker Tix. Welcome to our world." Do-hyun bowed slightly. "Thank you for your welcome." Ji-soo scanned the area with her devices. "Captain, the air is safe for us. Similar to Earth's." The Mycari led them to a tall building made of something that looked like crystal. Inside, the walls showed moving pictures of stars and planets. "We have many questions," High Speaker Tix said, "about your species, your world, your abilities." "We have many questions too," Do-hyun said. "We hope this is the start of friendship between our peoples." Ji-soo smiled, but noticed how closely the Mycari watched them, especially their faces. When she laughed at something one of her team said, several Mycari moved closer, staring at her eyes. "How strange," one Mycari said quietly to another. "They leak water when expressing emotion." None of the humans heard this comment. None knew that this simple fact would later change everything. 6 months had passed since the first meeting with the Mycari. Earth was excited. People talked about the new alien friends. Ships went back and forth between Earth and Mycari space. They traded knowledge about stars, plants, and history. Lieutenant Han Bin Lee stood at his post on Outpost Epsilon, a small human station near Maikari space. The outpost was quiet that day. Han Bin yawned as he checked the screens. Another boring day, he said to himself. Then the alarm started, loud and red. What's happening? Han Bin shouted. Officer Yuna ran to her station. Ships coming. Many ships, not answering our calls. Han Bin looked at the screen. His heart stopped. 20 Maikari ships were heading straight for them. Their weapons were ready. This can't be right, Han Bin said. The Maikari are our friends. The first blast hit the station. The floor shook. People fell. Lights went out. Send a message to Earth, Han Bin ordered. Tell them we're under attack. More blasts hit. A wall broke open. 3 people were pulled into space before the emergency doors closed. Han Bin ran to the message room. Half of it was destroyed. Only one system still worked. This is Lieutenant Han Bin Lee of Outpost Epsilon, he said into the machine. The Maikari are attacking us. This is not a mistake. They came ready for war. Most of our people are dead. I don't think I have much time. Another blast hit. Han Bin fell, but kept talking. They tricked us. All this time, they were planning this. Send help to the other outposts. Warn Earth. Han Bin sent the message just as the ceiling above him broke. He jumped into a small escape pod and closed the door. The pod shot away from the station just as it exploded. Through the pod's window, Han Bin watched the Maikari ships continue toward Earth space. Tears filled his eyes, not just for his dead friends, but for all humans who would soon be in danger. On Earth, Admiral Tadawon Choi stood in the big meeting room. Leaders from all countries were there, some in person, some on screens. Everyone looked scared. It's been 3 days since the Maikari attacked our outposts, Admiral Choi said. We have lost contact with 12 colonies. Lieutenant Lee's message is the only warning we received. But why? Asked one leader. Why would they attack us now? We gave them no reason. A woman stood up. I may have an answer, she said. This was Dr. Jisoo Park, who had first met the Maikari 6 months ago. I've been studying the data from our visits. The Maikari were never interested in friendship. They were studying us, learning our weaknesses. What did they find? Admiral Choi asked. They fear us, Jisoo said. Not for what we are now, but for what we could become. They told me their species has ruled their part of space for 50,000 years. No other species has challenged them. But humans, we adapt quickly. We change. We grow. Admiral Choi nodded slowly. So they decided to stop us before we could grow stronger. Yes, Jisoo said. And there's something else. They seemed very interested in our emotions, how we express them, how we cry, laugh, show anger or love. These things are strange to them. What does that matter now? Someone asked. I don't know yet, Jisoo admitted, but I think it's important. The room shook. Outside, the sky turned red with warning lights. They're here, Admiral Choi said. The Maikari fleet has reached Earth orbit. Everyone looked at the big screen showing space above Earth. Hundreds of Maikari ships, shaped like giant insects, moved into position. The war for Earth's survival had begun, and no one knew that the strangest human ability, to cry, would one day save them all. The first year of war was hard for humans. The Maikari had better ships and stronger weapons. Their hard-shell bodies could not be hurt by normal bullets. Their ships had special shields that human weapons could not break. Admiral Tawon stood in the war room, looking at the big map that showed all of space. Red lights showed where the Maikari were winning. There were too many red lights. We've lost the moon base, a young officer said, and Mars Colony sent their last message 2 hours ago. Admiral Ta-1 hit the table with his fist. We need better weapons, better ships, or we will lose everything. A young woman stepped forward. Her name was Su Min Kang, and she was an engineer who built weapons. "Sir, I've been studying the Maikari," she said. "I think I found something." "What is it?" the admiral asked. "The Maikari have hard shells, like insects on Earth," Su Min explained. "But all shells have weak spots, places where they bend or connect. If we aim our weapons at these spots, we might hurt them." An older man laughed. "We've already tried that. Their shells are too strong." Su Min shook her head. "Not with normal weapons. But what if we make new ones? Ones that can find these weak spots on their own?" Admiral Ta Wan looked at her for a long time. "How long would it take to build these new weapons?" 3 months, maybe 4, Su Min said. "We don't have that much time," someone said from the back of the room. The big screen on the wall turned on. A face appeared. It was Lieutenant Han Bin Lee, who had survived the first attack 6 months ago. Now he commanded a small group of ships that fought the Maikari in space. "Admiral," Han Bin said, "the Maikari are planning something big. They're gathering ships near Jupiter. Hundreds of them." "How do you know this?" Admiral Tadwan asked. "We caught one of their small ships," Han Bin said. "We found maps inside. They're planning to attack Earth again, but this time with all their forces." The room went quiet. Everyone knew what this meant. Earth had barely survived the first attack. A bigger one would be the end. "How long do we have?" Admiral Tadwan asked. 1 month, maybe less," Han Bin said. Admiral Tadwan turned to Su Min. "You have 1 month to make your new weapons. Use whatever you need. Take anyone you want." Su Min nodded, though her face was pale with worry. "The rest of you," the admiral said to the room, "prepare Earth for the biggest fight of our lives." For the next 3 weeks, Su Min worked day and night. She tested different weapons on pieces of Maikari's shell they had found in crashed ships. Nothing worked well enough. "We need something stronger," she told her team. "Something that can break through their shells faster." One night, as Su Min was about to give up, Dr. Jisoo Park came to her lab. Jisoo had been studying Maikari bodies since the war began. "I heard you're trying to find their weakness," Jisoo said. "Yes, but nothing works," Su Min said. She was so tired that tears filled her eyes. Jisoo watched the tears with interest. "You know, the Maikari were always fascinated by our tears. They don't cry. They don't have emotions like we do. That doesn't help us fight them," Su Min said. "Maybe it does," Jisoo said. "Maybe that's what we've been missing. We've been trying to fight them with teeth and claws, with weapons. But what if our strength isn't in our weapons at all?" Su Min wiped her eyes. "What do you mean?" "The Maikari fear what they don't understand," Jisoo explained. "And they don't understand human emotions. What if that's their real weakness?" Before Su Min could answer, the alarm started. The big attack had begun early. The Maikari fleet had reached Earth. Su Min looked at her failed weapons. "We're not ready." "No," Jisoo agreed. "But we will fight anyway. And maybe, just maybe, we'll find a new way to win." Outside, the sky filled with the shapes of Maikari ships. The battle for Earth had begun. 2 years passed. The Maikari now controlled most of Earth's colonies in space. They took over the Moon and Mars. On Earth, they controlled half of all land. In a place once called New Seoul, now a Maikari control zone, humans worked for their new rulers. They dug mines, built buildings, and made food for the Maikari army. Life was hard. Dr. Junho Ba worked in a small building that had once been a hospital. Now it was where sick humans came before going back to work. Junho had been a doctor before the war. The Maikari let him keep working because they needed the humans alive and able to work. Next, Junho called. A woman with a hurt arm came in. She had been working in the mines when a rock fell on her. "It hurts a lot," she said, crying from the pain. Junho wrapped the woman's arm carefully. As he worked, he noticed something strange. The Maikari guard at the door was watching the woman's tears. Its head moved from side to side, like it was confused or worried. "It's Oak," Junho told the woman. "You'll feel better soon." After she left, Junho wrote in his small notebook. This was the 5th time he had seen a Maikari act strange around human tears. It seemed important. That night, Junho went to a secret meeting. In a room under an old building, 20 humans sat in the dark. They were the resistance, people who fought against the Maikari in secret. "What have you learned, Doctor?" asked Yijin, the leader of their group. "The Maikari don't like human tears," Junho said. "They act nervous when they see someone cry." "So what?" a man asked. "How does that help us fight them?" "I don't know yet," Junho admitted, "but I've been collecting tears from my patients." He showed them small bottles of clear liquid. "I think there might be something in our tears that bothers the Maikari." "Can you test this?" Yijin asked. "Not here," Junho said. "I need a real lab, and I need to get these samples to someone who can study them better than me." Yijin thought for a moment. "We have contact with a ship that still fights. They come close to Earth every few months to get information from us. They can take your samples." "When?" Junho asked. 3 days from now," Yijin said. "But it's dangerous. The Maikari watch the skies. You'll have to go to the old airport at night." Junho nodded. "I'll do it." 3 nights later, Junho and Yijin crawled through tall grass near the old airport. Maikari guards walked around with bright lights. "There," Yijin whispered, pointing to a broken building. "We need to get inside. The ship will send someone to meet us there." They waited until the guards walked away, then ran to the building. Inside, it was dark and full of broken things. "Hello," Junho called quietly. "Here," a voice answered. A figure stepped out of the shadows. It was a woman in a dirty spacesuit. "I'm Yijin. This is Dr. Junho," Yijin said. "He has something important." Junho gave the woman his bottles of tears. "These need to go to Earth's science team. Tell them to study what's in human tears that might hurt the Maikari." The woman took the bottles carefully. "I'm Captain Sun-Eye. I'll make sure these get to the right people. But you should know, things are bad out there. The Maikari have almost won the war." "Not yet," Junho said. "There's still hope." Suddenly, lights flashed outside. A loud voice called through a speaker. "Humans detected. Come out now." "They found us," Yijin said, her voice shaking. Captain Sun-Eye put the bottles in a special pocket in her suit. "I need to get back to my ship." "Go," Junho said. "We'll distract them." Sun-Eye ran to a back door while Junho and Yijin moved toward the front. "Ready?" Junho asked. Yijin nodded, tears in her eyes. "Ready." They ran out, shouting and waving their arms. The Maikari guards turned toward them. Behind the building, Captain Sun-Eye slipped away into the night. She carried with her the small bottles that might change everything. The war was not over. In fact, it was about to take an unexpected turn. Captain Sun-Hee's small ship landed at a hidden base deep in the mountains. This was one of the last safe places on Earth, where humans still fought against the Maikari. The base was built inside a mountain, so Maikari ships couldn't see it from space. Sun-Eye ran from her ship to the main building. Guards with guns let her pass. She went straight to the science lab, where Dr. Minho Yoon worked. "Dr. Yoon," Sun-Eye called. "I have something important from the resistance." Minho looked up from his work. He was thin and tired, but his eyes were still bright and smart. "What is it?" he asked. Sun-Eye took out the small bottles of tears that Dr. Junho had given her. "Tears," she said, "from humans in the work camps. The resistance doctor thinks they might hurt the Maikari somehow." Minho took the bottles carefully. "Interesting. Very interesting. Can you study them?" Sun-Hee asked. "Yes," Minho said, "but I need time." "We don't have much time," Son, he said, the Maikari are winning. Minho nodded. I'll work fast. For 3 days and nights, Minho studied the tears. He looked at them under special machines. He mixed them with different chemicals. He even tried to put a drop on a piece of Maikari shell that soldiers had brought back from a fight. On the 4th day, Minho ran to Admiral Ta Wan's office. The admiral was now older, with gray hair. The war had been hard on him. Admiral, Minho said, breathing hard, I found it. I know why the Maikari are afraid of our tears. Tell me, the admiral said. Our tears have special proteins and enzymes, Minho explained. They help protect our eyes and fight germs. But these same chemicals melt the Maikari shells. It's like acid to them. The admiral stood up quickly. Are you sure? Minho nodded. Watch this. He took out a small piece of Maikari shell and put a drop of liquid on it. The shell began to bubble and melt. That's what our tears do to them, Minho said. Not quickly, but enough to scare them. That's why they get nervous when humans cry near them. The admiral walked to a big map on the wall. It showed Earth and space, with red marks where the Maikari controlled, and blue marks for the few places humans still held. Can we use this? He asked. Can we make a weapon from tears? I think so, Minho said. We can make something that sprays the enzymes from tears. It won't kill them right away, but it will make their shells weak. Then our normal weapons can hurt them. The admiral turned, a new light in his eyes. How fast can you make this? With enough help, maybe 2 weeks, Minho said. You have 1 week, the admiral said. And all the help you need. The news spread through the base. Humans had found a weakness in the Maikari. For the first time in 2 years, people began to hope. In the lab, Minho worked with 20 scientists. They took tears from volunteers and made them into a spray. They tested it on Maikari shells. Each day, they made it stronger. On the 6th day, Minho took a small bottle of the spray to the admiral. It's ready, he said. We call it lacrima. It's the old word for tears. The admiral looked at the clear liquid in the bottle. This small thing will help us win the war. Yes, Minho said, but we need to make more. Lots more. How does it work? The admiral asked. Spray it near the Maikari, Minho explained. It will get on their shells and start to soften them. Then our weapons can break through. The admiral picked up his communication device. Get me Captain Yunje Wang, he said. Tell her to prepare her team. We have a mission for them. He looked at Minho. We'll test this on a small Maikari base first. If it works. It will work, Minho said. For the first time in years, the admiral smiled. Then we'll finally have a chance to win this war. Captain Yunjai Wang stood in front of 50 soldiers. They were in a big room deep inside the mountain base. Each soldier held a new weapon, a small gun that sprayed the tear enzyme called lacrima. Listen carefully, Yunji said. Today we test our new weapon on the Maikari base near Old River City. If it works, we change the war. If it doesn't, she paused. Well, then we fight as we always have. The soldiers looked at each other. Some seemed hopeful. Others looked scared. The plan is simple, Yunji continued. We go in small groups. We spray the lacrima near as many Maikari as we can. Then we wait 3 minutes for their shells to get soft. Then we attack with normal guns. Admiral Ta Wan walked into the room. Everyone stood straight. Captain Wang, the admiral said, your team is ready. Yes, sir, Yunji answered. Good. Remember, this mission is secret. If it works, we will make more lacrima for all our forces. If the Maikari learn what we're doing, they might find a way to protect themselves. Yunji nodded. We understand. Then go, the admiral said, and come back with good news. That night, 5 small ships flew low over the trees. They landed 2 miles from the Maikari base. Yunji and her soldiers got out and moved quietly through the dark forest. The Maikari base was a large building with tall towers. Lights moved around it as guards walked their paths. Yunji could see at least 30 Maikari outside. "Remember," Yunji whispered to her team. "Spray first. Wait 3 minutes. Then attack." The soldiers moved into position around the base. Yunji looked at her watch. At exactly midnight, they would begin. The time came. Yunji pressed a button on her radio. All around the base, soldiers jumped up and sprayed their lacrima guns. The clear liquid went into the air near the Maikari guards. The Maikari noticed something was wrong. They made loud clicking sounds and moved their arms in strange ways. But they didn't seem hurt. "It's not working," someone said on the radio. "Wait," Yunji said. "Give it time." The Maikari began to search for the humans. They moved toward the trees where some soldiers were hiding. 2 minutes, Yunji said, looking at her watch. A soldier near her was about to run. Yunji grabbed his arm. "Wait," she said again. The Maikari were getting closer. Their big eyes shined in the dark. Their hard shells looked as strong as ever. 3 minutes, Yunji said. Now, the soldiers began to shoot their normal guns. Yunji watched, holding her breath. The bullets hit the Maikari and went through their shells. For a moment, everyone was surprised, even the Maikari. They looked down at the holes in their bodies. Then they fell. "It works," Yunji shouted. "The lacrima works." All around the base, soldiers were shooting. The Maikari tried to fight back, but their shells were soft now. The human bullets hurt them. In 20 minutes, it was over. Every Maikari at the base was dead. Not one human had died. Yunji walked through the base, looking at the fallen Maikari. Their shells were still soft and breaking apart. "Captain," a soldier called. "Look at this." Inside the base, they found maps and plans. The Maikari were planning to attack the mountain base in 3 days. "We have to warn the admiral," Yunji said. She picked up her radio. "This is Captain Wang. Operation Lacrima was a success. I repeat, success. The weapon works, but we need to get back to base right away. The Maikari know where we are." As her team gathered their things, Yunji looked at the lacrima gun in her hand. Such a small thing, made from human tears. And yet it had just changed everything. "Let's go," she told her soldiers. "We have a war to win." News of Operation Lacrima's success spread fast. In the mountain base, workers made lacrima day and night. They filled thousands of spray bottles and guns with the tear enzyme. Admiral Ta-1 stood in the big meeting room. Maps covered the walls. Leaders from other human bases around the world joined by video. "The Maikari know where our base is," the admiral said. "They plan to attack in 2 days. But we won't be here. We will attack them first." Han Bin, now a commander, pointed to a map. "We've learned that the Maikari have a main communication center here in what used to be Beijing. If we can take it, we can listen to all their messages and plans." "Exactly," Admiral Ta-1 said. "And we now have the weapon to do it." The admiral explained the plan. 5 human groups would attack Maikari bases around the world at the same time. They would all use lacrima. While the Maikari were confused, a special team led by Commander Han Bin would attack the communication center. "We move tomorrow," the admiral said. "Get ready." The next day, Han Bin's team flew in 3 small, fast ships. Each person carried 2 lacrima guns and extra bottles of the spray. They flew low over the land to avoid Maikari sensors. 5 minutes to target, the pilot said. Han Bin looked at his team. 10 men and women, the best fighters left on Earth. "Remember," he said, "we need to take the control room intact. We want to use their computers, not break them." The ships landed a mile from the communication center. The team moved quickly through empty streets. The city that had once been home to millions of people was now quiet. The Maikari had taken most humans to work camps. "There it is," Han Bin whispered. The communications center was a tall building with strange shapes added by the Maikari. It looked partly like a human building and partly like an insect hill. "Look at the time," Han Bin said. "The other attacks should start in 3 minutes. When the Maikari are busy with those, we go in." They waited. Then Han Bin's radio made a noise. "Commander," a voice said. "This is Captain Seo at Base 3. Our attack has begun. The lacrima is working. The Maikari are falling." More reports came in. All attacks were working. The Maikari were losing. Now Han Bin said to his team, "Let's go." They ran to the building. 2 Maikari guards stood at the door. Han Bin and a soldier named Jin sprayed them with lacrima. The guards made angry clicking sounds, but in 3 minutes, their shells began to soften. Han Bin shot them both. Inside, the team moved from room to room, spraying and shooting. The Maikari tried to fight back, but their weapons were designed to fight humans with hard weapons, not a spray that attacked their shells. Finally, Han Bin reached the main control room. 20 Maikari were inside, working at strange computers. "Spray everything," Han Bin ordered. The team sprayed lacrima all over the room. The Maikari tried to run, but the humans blocked the doors. After 3 minutes, Han Bin gave the order to shoot. Soon, all the Maikari were dead. "Secure the computers," Han Bin said. "Find anything that tells us their plans." A soldier named Dae-jung, who knew about Maikari technology, sat at one of the strange computers. "I'm in," he said after a few minutes. "I can see their messages. There's so much here." "Find out where their leader is," Han Bin said. "Find the matriarch." Dae-jung worked fast. "I found something," he said finally. "The matriarch is not on Earth. She's on their main ship above the planet. It's called the Hive Ship." Han Bin looked at the information on the screen. Then he called Admiral Tawan. "Admiral," he said, "we've taken the communication center, and we know where the matriarch is. We can end this war." "Good work, Commander," the Admiral said. "Wait there. I'm sending Dr. Park to you. She has an idea." Dr. Jisoo Park arrived at the communications center the next day. She looked different from when Han Bin had last seen her. Her hair was gray now, and her face had lines from worry. But her eyes were still bright and full of hope. "Commander," she said when she saw Han Bin, "I hear you found the matriarch's location." "Yes," Han Bin said. "She's on the big ship above Earth, but we can't reach her. Even with lacrima, we don't have ships that can get up there and fight." Jisoo smiled. "That's why I'm here. I have a different plan. Not to fight, but to talk." Han Bin looked confused. "Talk? After all they'd done to us?" "Yes," Jisoo said. "The Maikari started this war because they feared us. They didn't understand human emotions. Now we've shown them that our tears, the thing they found strangest about us, can defeat them. I think they might listen now." "How do we do this?" Han Bin asked. Jisoo pointed to the Maikari computers. "We send them a message. We ask for a meeting. Just me and the matriarch." Admiral Tawan, who had come with Jisoo, nodded. "We've discussed this. If it doesn't work, we continue fighting. But if there's a chance to end this war without more death, we should try." Han Bin didn't look happy, but he agreed. Dae-jung sent the message through the Maikari system. They waited. An hour later, the answer came. The matriarch would meet with one human on her ship. She would give safe passage. "I'm going," Jisoo said. "It's too dangerous," Han Bin argued. "It's our best chance," Jisoo said. "I was there at first contact. I should be there at the end." The next day, a small human ship flew up from Earth. Jisoo sat alone inside it. She carried no weapons, not even lacrima. As she got closer to the Hive Ship, she felt afraid. The ship was huge, like a giant insect floating in space. A door opened in the side of the Hive Ship. Jisu's small ship went inside. When she stepped out, 10 Maikari guards were waiting. They took her through long halls to a large room. The matriarch sat on a raised platform. She was twice as big as other Maikari, with a shell that shined like gold. Her many arms moved slowly as she watched Jisu enter. "Human," the matriarch said, her voice translated by a machine. "You asked for this meeting. Speak." Jisu took a deep breath. "Great matriarch, I've come to ask for peace." "Peace," the matriarch said. "You humans have found a weapon that melts our shells. You attack our bases, and now you want peace." "Yes," Jisu said, "because this war was based on fear and misunderstanding. You feared our emotions, our adaptability. You didn't understand us, so you attacked us. Emotions make you unpredictable," the matriarch said. "Dangerous." "No," Jisu said. "Our emotions make us strong in a different way than you are strong. You have hard shells and advanced technology. We have feelings that drive us to create, to connect, to care for each other." As she spoke, tears began to fall from Jisu's eyes. The Maikari guards moved back nervously, but the matriarch leaned closer. "You cry," the matriarch said, "even now when it could harm you to show weakness. These aren't tears of weakness," Jisu explained. "They're tears of hope. Hope that we can find a way to live together, to learn from each other instead of destroying each other." The matriarch was quiet for a long time. Then she made a sound Jisu had never heard before, soft and almost musical. "In 50,000 years, the matriarch said, no species has ever surprised us like humans have. You found our weakness in your own tears. And now you offer peace with those same tears in your eyes. Will you accept?" Jisu asked. "Yes," the matriarch said. "This war ends today." 1 month later, humans and Maikari leaders met on Earth to sign a peace agreement. Both sides promised to help rebuild what was destroyed. The Maikari would share their technology, and humans would teach the Maikari about emotions and art. As Jisu watched the signing, Hanbin came to stand beside her. "You were right," he said. "It wasn't our weapons that won in the end." Jisu nodded. "It wasn't the teeth that won the war," she said. "It was the tears."